Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and today we're doing front door speakers on a 2015 5th gen 4Runner. So we're going to show you how to remove the factory door panel factory speaker, wire up a new speaker. Now we are doing a component set, and we have decided to put our crossovers in the center console. We won't necessarily show you all the wiring to the center console just because your application may differ a whole lot than what we've decided to do for this install. So we're going to show you the basics on how to get the old speaker out, get the new speaker in, and the wiring with the tweeter. So let's go ahead and get started.
This video is sponsored by HideFlex.com, your go-to place for great fitting shorts that are comfortable and don't suck. Pick yourself up a pair of Stretch Flex Hero shorts and get 15% off at checkout with coupon code ProvoBeast.
So there's a couple of places that screws are hiding. First little place, we have a little right angle pick here. Makes it a lot easier just to pop open these little teeny panels without scratching. You're gonna have the Phillips here. Back behind, I'm gonna use our little pick and pop this little panel out too here as well. So there's another Phillips here. And then finally, up underneath, you can pop this little door open as well to expose a third screw. So using a screwdriver, go to pull those on out.
After your Phillips screws.
Now using that same pick tool or even your fingers, we gotta pop this sail off. There's two clips holding that on, that's it. Now at this point, everything else around the door, there are just a ton of clips. So really the easiest way is to just start here at the bottom and give it a good tug. Now clips may fall out. If they do, you can just put them right back in after the panel's off. And just lift up, release that. So now we need to release these. Basically, you just pop these out and unhook them. Green goes on the bottom, just like that. You'll have your harness over here, and like that, and then you'll have a little light harness here at the bottom. There we are. Pull the door panel away. So here's our 6x9 speaker. You can actually just go ahead and disconnect the harness here. Pushing the little tab. This one's a little tight, just like so. Now you can use a Phillips or a 10 mil to pull that on out. There's your speaker. Now here on the bench we have our new components in. We've decided to go with this NVX V series speaker. We decided to go with the NVX VSP65KIT Component Set Speaker. It's about a mid-level speaker for NVX. Comes with the mid-range, the tweeter, as well as a crossover, which we actually already have installed in the car. If you want to see those speakers on a test bench, we have a video of that. I'll throw a link down in the description here for you. But what we've done is pulled them out, mounted them in these brackets. Now these brackets are not a perfect fit for this car, but they're pretty close. We'll have to actually make two new mounting holes, but essentially it takes a 6.5-inch speaker like we have here and adapts it to a 6x9 opening like we do have in the car. I'll throw a link in the description for the proper brackets. In the event you want to pick a set of these up to directly bolt into your 4Runner. Now additionally we have these wiring harness adapters. These wiring harness adapters are super useful because they plug right into the terminals, and then these ends go directly into the plug of the car. So there's no guess with wiring. Now we also have our tweeter here. We've picked up these ABS plastic adapters, and I'll throw a link in the description where we picked these up. But essentially here they're a 2-inch hole opening, and what we've done is with our NVX speaker, we went ahead and it's in there with pressure and it's really tight. We got that all mounted up, so that will bolt in the factory location for the tweeter in the dash area. So we'll show you what that looks like here in a minute and how to wire these in. Let's head back to the car and get started. Now unfortunately these brackets, we got these from Scotia, they don't fit exactly for this make and model because the two lower mounting locations don't line up to the holes. So we're going to use some self-tappers and some washers to secure the bottom area so this speaker's not flapping around in the door panel. So we've got that nice and secure. At this point, go ahead and plug in our harness, just like that. So we are good to go. We can just tuck this back in here so the harness isn't flopping around. But let's go ahead and get the panel back on, all in reverse order, in the way that we took it off. Door panel is done. Let's head to the tweeter. Alright, so with the tweeter, we're going to use our same little pick tool here. I'm going to try not to block too much. Essentially here. Let's get up underneath, just give it a little tug. Should pop right on up. This clip's held in the front. Little taps in the back, so it just slides on out. So essentially here, you're going to unbolt the tweeter from the bracket, and if you want to pull the bracket out to give you a little bit more space, you can pull that silver bracket out and it makes the hole even bigger. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Once that is unbolted, then you're going to have to disconnect the harness from the back of the speaker. Okay, so I unbolted the speaker here, 210s, disconnected the harness, it unplugs there. Now, important thing to note here, see this wiring harness? You see there's 4 wires going into that plug. The way that Toyota wires up this front component set from the factory is the signal actually passes through the tweeter before it goes to the door. So if you unplug that and left it unplugged, your 6x9 in the door, or your 6.5, whatever you just chose to install, will actually not work because it relies on the pass-through from the tweeter to feed the speaker in the door the signal. Now, there's really not the best options out there to retain this harness. So if you're replacing this, my suggestion is go ahead and cut this harness off and then wire in your new wires directly. Okay, so we went ahead and removed the tweeter and bolted ours up right to that same location, and these adapters work perfect in this application. And so this bracket's ready to go in. Now, we are actually running our own crossovers, and we're going to show you what this look like. In the center console, there's plenty of space for us to do that, just because we're running a 5-channel amplifier, and a lot of people like to put these crossovers in the door or up in the dash. Here in the center console, there's a ton of space, and so we're running our own tweeter wire because of that, right directly from that crossover there. So that's what we've done here. And with the positive and negative from the crossover, we put our crimp caps on directly up to our speaker. And with the factory wiring, just so we can ensure that the speaker on the door continues to work, since we're no longer doing the pass-through, we essentially just bypass that plug completely, and our positives are on the right-hand side, negatives are on the left-hand side. But we strip both wires and twisted them together so it's wire on wire, and put a crimp cap on it so it's ready to go. We can just tuck this now back down to the dash. And then at this point, using the 2 bolts that came with the factory tweeter, we're going to bolt it up to the factory location and put the cover back on. Okay, there we are, all bolted up. And the grill will just fit right over the top. Got it playing, it sounds great. Both speakers are working. We did a polarity check, and we know that both positive and negatives on both speakers are hooked up correctly. At this point, that's about it for the install. Let's get this cover on and finish on up. That's it for the install. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw a comment down below. Like I said, I'll have some great links down in the description to help you out. Every install is going to be different. That's why we didn't necessarily go over a crossover wiring diagram, because each speaker manufacturer, everybody does it a little bit differently. So based on the way that you want it, you set it up, and the components you choose, it's totally customizable. Hopefully this video is a good reference for you for the fundamentals of replacing the tweeter and a mid-range in the door. Be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.